Welcome back to my channel, Being Chris. I'm Crystal, and this channel is about finding ourselves after becoming a wife and a mom. I'm walking out here by myself. The kids and Jeffrey went to ride their bikes, but obviously I can't keep up with them. So it's been a nice quiet walk with my coffee. It feels really nice. It's breezy out here. The scripture, Matthew 7 verse 14. It made me cry the other day because it says, narrow is the gate and the road, and basically I don't know it by heart, right? But basically is that not many is gonna make it into heaven. And I started crying because you don't understand the day that I really realized, I need God in my life, and I made God come into my life and my family life. I thank God for that day every day, because you just see the world so different, and I wish and I pray every day that others can see God in this world, Jesus Christ in this world. And so it made me cry, because if the road and the gate is so small, not everyone's gonna make it. And so I pray that everyone, find God, find Jesus. How when people are successful and the one who truly is allowing Jesus in your life and are following the ways of his words, they say, oh, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed. But it's truly the people who are really in the storm, in the wilderness, when they say that they're blessed, those are the people that I truly in my perspective, that I really wow, you are so pure of heart. How do you see the beauty in the world when you're going through all of that? And so right now, as I'm walking here by myself, I'm just thinking about, I know I'm going through it. I know I'm going through a lot. I know my life, the way I want it, is not the way it is right now. But finding the beauty that God has, allowed me to see, I'm just so grateful. I'm just so blessed. I'm just so honored to just be living right now. And I just thought I'd share that, because the way I bawled was just unbelievable. I never thought that would happen to me in my life. I've cried about God before, but it was more so in reference to my life, but not for other people's life, Where's Daddy? Why are you stopping? You guys have fun?
Yeah.
How many times you went around?
2. Well, 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, because...
Your foot is okay?
Yeah. My foot is fine. Nearly made the roof.
Everybody was like, yeah, we got the whole crew out today. And some were like, damn, they paddled straight up. Dang, without stopping? Yeah.
Hey, mushroom! Or mushroom pizza, mushroom.
The reason why I know Matthew 7:14 is true, because in my own life, right, I had to give up a few things to get on that road, to go through that gate. And not saying that I'm perfect right now, right? No one is ever perfect, but my flesh, didn't realize that some of these things aren't good for your soul when you're trying to obey the Lord and do his will. So like, I'll give you a few things that I gave up. I gave up yoga. Okay, because if you do your research, you'll find out that yoga, some of the poses, well, all of the poses are praising other gods, and specifically in like the Hindu religion. And the first commandment is, right, have no idols, love no one but me, God, right? And so I was like, whoa, like I never knew this, but I learned this last year. Another thing I gave up was Starbucks. The symbol for Starbucks is a mermaid. And if you read their logo meaning and why it became part of their business, you'll see why you're literally paying money to a company that believes in this, you know? So for me, like, I'm really trying to pay attention to things and see what they really mean and learn what they really mean and decipher, is it of God or if it's not. And some people may think that that's a lot, that's too much, like you're going overboard, but I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because as easy as it is to just go and buy a Starbucks drink, what's easier is saving money and making your own cup of coffee at home, not harming the environment. Yeah. Another thing was music. So I thought it would be hard for me to give up R&B music, and it's like, yeah, some of those things are ingrained in you because you've been listening to it since you were a child. So like, but when you really listen to the words and what they're saying, you realize, like, listen, I'm a married woman. Why am I singing this song? Like, the things that they're saying in the song makes no sense to me. So like, I found a lot of Christian R&B artists that I do love. I'm not gonna say love, that I do like. And so I've transitioned, and I thought it would be hard because, for example, one of my favorite artists used to be DVSN, Division. And I thought it would be hard to give them up, but honey, no. God said you gonna give them up.
Being Christian.
Even if it's hard, just know other people are going through it too, right? And so do what it takes to trust God, to obey his word, and hopefully we'll be making a long line on that narrow road to get through that gate. Okay?